And we are back with Ken Riehl. He is the CEO of the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce to share some big news today, plus what's going on with the chamber in general as we careen through spring and towards summer. How you doing, Ken?
I'm terrific, Corey. Thank you. Thanks, Heather, for having me back on. This great seeing you guys, and we are careening indeed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a busy time for us at the chamber, for our businesses, which generally are coming out of this pandemic in pretty good shape. You know, our toughest problem, frankly, is just finding employees to work in these businesses, which now in hospitality, our restaurants, accommodations are having a pretty good spring. Some of them are having a record spring. Can't find the help. That is a challenge. But on the chamber side, the big news for us is Ipswich.
Right.
So as some of you may have heard, and we did put this in our newsletter last week, so the word's out there that we're in discussions with the Ipswich Chamber of Commerce about a possible, probable merger. Ipswich approached us earlier this year to merge with the Cape Ann Chamber, and we would become the greater Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce, which frankly, in terms of chambers doing this, it's pretty common. That if you look at even our neighboring chambers, Beverly is the greater Beverly Chamber, and Newburyport is the greater Newburyport Chamber, and Lynn is the greater Lynn Chamber.
Right.
And so we would become the greater Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce. And Ipswich is, as most people I'm sure know, is a wonderful community. Happens to be right next door to me, as I live near the line in Essex. I'm about a mile from the line. And so I spend quite a bit of time in Ipswich and know the community very well, including some incredible places to visit, like Crane's Castle and Crane Beach and Russell Orchard, Appleton Farms. It's just so much that community has to offer.
The clam box.
I'm sorry?
The clam box.
There's
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot. Hard House. We've all been there.
Right.
So you know, the Ipswich Chamber is very small, and kudos to the board. They have no staff. The board has been running that chamber as a volunteer-based organization for a long time, maybe forever, but for a long time. And especially coming out of the pandemic, everyone's tired, and our volunteers in particular are tired. And so they reached out to us and said, you know, let's talk about coming under the fold of the Cape Ann Chamber. And we of course do have staff and are well organized and a big chamber, and we can take them on.
How many businesses will you add to the chamber, do you think?
Well, so that's a good question. Don't know for sure. That the rate structure is very different in Ipswich than it is in Cape Ann, and if you look at their current roster, it's probably about 50 businesses. But as you know, Ipswich is a big community. Demographic, you know, population wise, it would be second to Gloucester. There are about 14,000 people and a few hundred businesses there. And so certainly we'll be reaching out to the entire business community and letting them know what we do, what are the benefits to join the Cape Ann Chamber, with our publications and websites and all the networking that we do, and advocacy with the state and local representatives, as well as working with the schools and the community. And so we would offer all of that, some of it immediately to Ipswich businesses. As soon as you join, you know, you're in the newsletter, you're on the websites, you're getting all our communications, you're invited to the events. We're doing ribbon cuttings in Ipswich. And so it's an immediate gain. And for the Cape Ann members, it's a great opportunity because Ipswich offers so much as a region and a big business base that they will be connected to immediately as well, at least as those businesses join the chamber. And so it's an opportunity for our Cape Ann Chamber members to expand their reach geographically and professionally from a business perspective. And as you know, coming down 95 North, you know, Ipswich is the corridor to Cape Ann. And frankly, we get people in here all the time saying, is Ipswich part of Cape Ann? I said, well,
I was literally just going to joke about that. Yeah.
not
No one
really,
knows.
but
No one knows for sure.
by extension, yeah,
Mm,
at least it will be part of the Cape Ann Chamber. Again, assuming this goes through, we are still in discussions. You know, the boards have voted to go forward with this. Our board unanimously voted to do that, and so we're in regular discussions with the Ipswich board now, and working through, you know, integration questions like the membership rate structure and benefits and board seats and those kinds of things, and then how do we approach the Ipswich business community appropriately? You know, we don't want to go in there, you know, with a heavy hand. Membership here is always a soft sell. It needs to make sense for the businesses to be a member, and we'll go in with that same approach. The other thing that we're going to do, which is important, is we're actually going to add staff because we, just like all of you and our members, we're full. You know, we're just, our plates are full, and the only way we can take on another, especially a large region, is with another person, and that person will be responsible not only to lead the Ipswich integration, but look out after our other communities as well. And basically, it's going to be our person on the street. We have to get out more face time in all four of our current communities, and soon Ipswich. We've got to spend more time in the communities themselves, and that'll be a key role for this new person. And frankly, myself and my staff will also be spending, you know, a pretty good amount of time, especially in Ipswich during the integration. So we need somebody else to kind of backfill in other areas. So that's a way that we do this. So we're going to invest, you know, we're going to invest in that community right away, in this new person, in a way that the Ipswich Chamber has been unable to do so.
Gotcha. Exciting stuff. Okay, Ken, let's talk about some other chamber news. And how about the upcoming education fundraiser?
I'm so pleased you asked, Corey.
Hmm?
We do a lot with our local schools. We meet with them monthly, and the idea is, how do we best get our business community to engage with our schools and our kids? And as a result, we do a career and college fair, and we support the DECA programs and provide internships and mentorships through our member businesses, as well as scholarships. And so we have one fundraiser, and that is our education fundraiser. It's a golf tournament at Bass Rocks, and it is coming up on May 24th. We're playing all day. I think we may have one foursome left. We've got over 120 golfers. So we're literally right now, we're starting at 8 o'clock in the morning and going right through about 1:30. And there's food on the course and raffle prizes and giveaways. It really is a fun time. And the proceeds from that support all the work that we do in education and with our schools. And a great opportunity for sponsoring that event as well. It's our most highly sponsored event of any that we do.
Tell us about your annual dinner. I think that's coming up.
I would love to, Heather. Thank you for asking. So that is our first big event. Normally we kick the year off with that in January, and for obvious reasons, we didn't kick the year off this year with that. We wanted to postpone it until a time when we could get together safely, and that time has been set. It's June 18th. Tickets are selling very quickly. It's going to be super fun this year. Normally it's a semi-formal affair, ties, jackets, dresses. This year it's going to be more casual because we're going to be outside at Maritime Gloucester on the docks. We got 2 big tents coming in, so we will be undercover if it is inclement weather. And frankly, if it's not, we may even extend out the number of guests. Right now we're maxed out at 150, but we may open that up if it's a nice evening. And we're going to welcome in Susan Gould Coviello. She's our president this year, executive director, North Shore Health Project. Thank our exiting chair, Tony Sapienza, who's been with us for 7 years and done an amazing job, including last year through the pandemic, and our incoming and exiting board members. It's really in recognition of the board and the tremendous work that they do in leading and supporting this organization. And we're going to have a great dinner and dancing with Madhouse.
Oh,
Now we're talking.
So dancing on the docks.
wow. We could all
Really
use
it's going to be a nice evening. We're very much looking forward to it.
nice.
Hey, Ken, I want to ask, now that we know Fiesta's been canceled again this year, I'm not sure what the status of the Horribles Parade is. I'm pretty sure that's not happening. Do we know what's going on with block parties, waterfront festival,
Yeah.
summer activities?
Yeah, so I just came from a meeting. I just signed the licensing the applications for the block parties and waterfront. So, we met with Jill Cahill, Community Development Director, last week. The Special Events Committee is going to start to meet again, and we're going to be in the first queue with applications. After August 1st, the governor has said we are wide open, festivals and events, and we can run them even in June. But as of August 1st, there are no restrictions right now. So assuming that continues to be the case, we're going to plan for a fun, big summer, including the block parties and festival and waterfront and Festival by the Sea in Manchester. And I know that Schooner Festival is also planning to do a full Schooner Festival at this point.
Oh, very cool.
Again, unless that guidance changes, at least the events in August and September will go forward as they have been.
Nice.
That's
Well,
good.
better news all around. Yeah, and tourists already seem to be here, and a lot of the shops and restaurants have been really busy.
Exactly right, Corey. And we're getting more and more people in our new lobby at the business at Harbor Loop here every day. We probably had 25 people here this morning.
Oh, wow.
And it's interesting. These are not people coming in from the airports. These are people driving in typically, from around Massachusetts and New England. So it is a little bit of a different visitor, which is terrific. Some of them are discovering Cape Ann for the first time. As I say, we have got accommodations that are doing better now than they did in 2018 and 2019, pre-pandemic.
Ken, circling back on the employment difficulty, is the chamber doing anything to support businesses that way?
Yeah, so trying as we can. So job fair was organized by the city. We were there. The turnout on the business side was good. The turnout on the candidate side was not so good. And so that we post job openings every week, and we have a jobs board on our website. And frankly, the response is relatively low. We've also connected those openings directly with some of our nonprofits, namely Wellspring Action, Housing Authority, where we know there are communities of people that would like these jobs. And so I think that that's been a help, but not enough. There are still too many open positions. So we're doing all we can in terms of really trying to promote the openings and connect to our local community. Ultimately, it's up to these individuals to apply for the positions.
Wow, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough right now.
It is. Well, but overall, better news. It seems like we've begun to turn the corner here. It's exciting stuff about the summer and the potential merge with Ipswich. Who knows, Ken? Today, Ipswich, tomorrow.
No,
Boston.
we're gonna take a breather.
Hey, thanks for catching up with us, Ken. We'll see you down the road.
So nice seeing you guys. Thank you. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.